Welcome to News Joint from the stable of Michael Adekunle, and I say thank you to viewers watching us presently. We appreciate you for the support, we appreciate you for the love, appreciate you for your kindness. Thank you so much. Everyone watching us all over the world, all the way from the News Joint, we say thank you. You can see this is Lagos, Nigeria, and I have my public affairs analyst right here with me to deliberate, to dissect important issues with me today.
Is where we have the Sultan of I think the highest
caliphate.
caliphate. This man said that Tinubu is failing. Meanwhile, his own state government is spending 7.6 billion to feed people for Ramadan.
Welcome back to News Joints, and I have Raphael Mbochi here. Raphael Mbochi, good morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. Mike.
How you doing?
I'm fine.
You're welcome on board.
Thank you.
All right, we're opening this program today.
It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. Thank God it's gonna, go far. In advance, we are going to move into breakthrough, and there will be influx of likes, notification bell, and the viewers. So it's a development that is highly, overwhelmingly welcome. So it's gonna be very great now and in the future. Back up with Jesus. Amen.
Thank you so much, Raphael Mbochi.
Yeah.
You are a public affairs analyst, and
Yes.
I know you are aware of what is going on in the country, especially on the side of insecurity. The presidential candidate for the 2023 presidential election, Peter Obi, has lamented the state of insecurity in Nigeria. And he said Nigeria is now ranked among the richest countries to live, as over 7,000 is kidnapped in 1 year. Like the ruling party will say, Peter Obi is full of lies. Why did you smile, Raphael? What happened?
I smile at that because they don't accept the obvious. Anytime obvious accusations, comes from the opposition, they always, shake it off their shoulder, shrug it off their shoulder, and they will come out with this kind of rebuffing, they will reject such accusation, which is on the basis of falsehood. Because if you look at it, the accusation or the remarks from Obi, it is too obvious, and it is not good to deny the obvious. When I say the obvious, I mean reality. What is coming from Obi is nothing but a reality, a fact.
The reality on ground.
On ground has shown that insecurity has taken over southern Nigeria, northeast, north central, core north, and northwest. In the mid belt, there is no security in the mid belt. So Nigeria right now is under lawlessness and anarchy. Obi is right.
Obi is right.
Yeah, and the reason I love is what is coming out from APC, a failed political platform. They have failed Nigerians, they have failed and keep on failing. And my fear is, let this not shake the Nigerian military too much. Because if it shakes them too much, anything might happen. The military are not smiling right now, because anywhere they go, they are the perceived enemies. What is going on as insecurity has led them into politics, and they are trying to compromise.
It's also affecting the military.
Yes,
as well.
Yes,
it's not all about the Fulanese.
it's not about the Fulanis again, because the military are going down in their large numbers. The military are going down in their large numbers because we are not telling ourselves the truth. See what happened at Okwama community in Delta State. Some persons felt that they will use the military and get scot-free, not knowing that their grief community are monitoring them. And when the military came in, they swoop on them, they ambush them, and you see the number of officers that went down there, 18 in number. So what I'm trying to say is that the military is not feeling well about it. What is affecting us is affecting them, and they are now delving into compromise and the politicization. Yes, they are joining it. I don't know Nigerian military like this before. Nigerian soldiers, they are upright, they are outrightly, on the side of military morale. They maintain, they keep it. I think understand. They have never been on the side of bribery and corruption, but I see them drifting into that gradually. So that's why what happened there happened actually. Insecurity is everywhere, and the military, they are the one losing.
Another thing this administration is failing in terms of protecting the life and property of Nigerians.
They are failing. They are failing gradually on a drastic, progression. Drastically, alarmingly, they are getting out of it. They are failing. Let me tell you. Do not think that nothing is happening in the southwest. Many things, lots and lots are happening. At least last month, we've seen how a general, a whole major general in the army that retired, and he was made over in that community, Kwara State, and all of a sudden he was gunned down by herdsmen. That's insecurity at the highest order. They will not forget in a haste how two Obas in Osun State, I think. Yeah, we are gunned down by the same Fulani herdsmen. That is insecurity of the highest order. So it is everywhere in the southeast. You see, southeast is not where you can conduct this kind of thing. As we are here, many agents will be monitoring us. If we are on the side of Biafra, they won't be happy. If we are on the side of Hope Uzodinma, they won't be happy. If we are on the side of federal government of Nigeria, they will come against us. We won't be free. So what I'm trying to say is that it's cut across. It's everywhere. Insecurity, southwest, southeast, south, north, central, corner is everywhere. It's interwoven. It's failing. The man is failing. In fact, Tinubu has failed. 81 kidnapped yesterday in Kaduna Sky.
Thank you, Mr. Michael. I think Mazin Nnamdi Kanu wasn't the first person to call for the disintegration of Nigeria. If you are a student of history, you will know that right in the late 50s, when we were drafting our constitution, when Nnamdi Azikwe was saying, let us have a unitary system, our revered sage, Awolowo, said, no, Nigeria is not a country. He said it. He said it at that conference. He said Nigeria cannot operate military system. As it was said, no, let us operate military. He said no. Let us understand. Yes, we can be a country, but let us understand our differences. And they went into regionalism. But when we had the military coup, they now took us into this blunder that we are suffering today. The greatest blunder we had was to take us to a unitary system and to take away regional governments. The greatest development Nigeria ever had, the best success Nigeria ever had, Southeast was booming. Yes. Southwest was booming. In the north, they were having granite pyramids. I mean, all sorts of pyramids. Then we were under regional government. So Nnamdi Kanu is also calling for such. So he's not the best person, by the way. We all know this is what we need, but we lack leaders who have that capacity because they are all greedy. Today, the Northerners own more oil blocks than even a Niger Delta.
From where the resources is coming.
The crisis happening in Delta states. Delta cannot boast of a specialist hospital. Within that vicinity that we have the biggest oil well, Bocados, is just very close to those two local governments. Bocados and Escravos are the biggest oil well we have. And this crisis is happening there. And these people who are the what? They are the golden hen who are they are the chicken laying the golden egg. They are not well treated. These guys are molested, they are maltreated. The reason why we're having this fight is because they are suffered from bad governance. That's people have that. They don't have basic amenities. These people, they don't have simple pipe water. Pipe-borne water they don't have. They cannot go to their rivers to fish. When the colonial master came, they went through these Bocados, these tributaries. When they came into the Atlantic Ocean, they saw it that this place has a beautiful scenery. When you are going to Bocados, to your right and to your left, you see beautiful greeneries that are made for tourism. But what do we have today? Government have neglected them. Right? I have always been calling for regional government. I have never for one day said that I am okay with this unitary system. I never said it. I have always been a person that will say that regional government was the only time we had our successes.
Wow.
Because we were having what we call healthy competition. We were saying that North will not surpass me. Southeast will not surpass me. Southwest. So everybody was focused on his government. Today, Zamfara, Kaduna, Katsina,
They have not deliberate on us.
they have not turned
They are
those places.
sleeping.
They've turned those places.
Resources.
You know what Sokoto is doing? Unfortunately, Sokoto is where we have the Sultan of the highest
Caliphate.
Caliphate.
Sokoto.
This man said that Tinubu is failing. Meanwhile, his own state government is spending 7.6 billion to feed people for Ramadan. Does that make sense? He is spending 7.6 billion to cook food for his people, and meanwhile the Sokotites are celebrating. The Sultan
have nothing from that axis. No mineral resources. Nothing is coming. No natural endowment that comes from Sokoto today. They are relying on us. They are beggar states. Sokoto is one of the beggar states we have in Nigeria. Look at what is coming from the Sultan.
They have Sharia law.
They are under Sharia law.
Let me correct you. They have Sharia law. They are seen as the cradle of Islam. Because that was the first state Danfodio steps his leg into.
Danfodio
all the way from Burkina Faso or Mali.
And in Senegambia.
And in Nigeria here, it is same Sultan of Sokoto that sights or spots the moon.
Yes.
For Ramadan.
I reject it in Jesus. I'm not part of that.
I have told you that Nigeria, I have told you, you don't have a choice. Nigeria is not a secular state. If you go to Sokoto today,
nothing concerns me with the
if you go to Sokoto today, there's nothing you do. If you go to Sokoto and you drink pure water,
Sokoto has no right in Anambra State.
If you go to Sokoto and drink pure water,
Sokoto State is a begging state. Sultana is a beggar. Sultana is depending on the Sultan resources and is giving you order on religion. I'm not a religious man.
Sultan has power over you.
He has no power over you of Agulé. Sultan of Sokoto has no power over Obi of nature. He has no power over me. Sultan of Sokoto to go and rest.
Listen, come, Raphael. All the Igbos in Sokoto today bow down to the Sultan of Sokoto.
It doesn't concern me. Not me.
They dare not drink pure water outside any place in Sokoto, otherwise they will be beheaded. And these are your brother.
If they do that in Sokoto, we will march from southeast to Sokoto and behead him.
There's nothing you can do.
Okay, don't worry.
Just last week, in Kano State, over 24 persons were arrested because they were eating publicly.
They're not me.
Isba caught them and they took them for prosecution. And this prosecution could either be beheading, it could be trashing of cane, maybe you collect 500 strokes of cane, okay, or you could be imprisoned. That is the country we call Nigeria, whereby Sharia law is way stronger than the common constitution that we claim that we call 1999 constitution. I've always told you, go to the Nigerian army. Today you have 80% are Muslims. Go to the Nigerian Navy. 80% of them are Fulanis, Janjaweeds, Muslims. The military of our country has been Islamized.
Excuse me, let me come in. You know one thing? All right. Everybody is speaking based on his own opinion. New has heard his opinion, and if he asks me personally, for him, he's right. He's entitled to that. But let me tell you, beheading or thrashing or sending to Alokalia court, Sharia. See, if it happens to a Yoruba man, I don't want to mention Igbo man, the whole world will hear it. If Sultan of Sokoto ever command the heading of an Igbo man, the Igbo man will mobilize themselves from southeast and go to Sokoto and behead him. I'm saying it now. As we are now in the east, we are not afraid of civil war again. We fought it, and we are begging to fight the second war. If it happens in Sokoto, we will go. We have people, men that will go to Sokoto, and there will be a repressor. If they try anything against Igbo man in the Sokoto, See, in the Sokoto Caliphate,
Raphael,
this is what you
let me
understand.
buttress your point.
You have understood
Let
by
me just
yourself.
buttress your
But
point.
generally speaking, Sultan of Sokoto cannot decide for me or for any woman. I know Igbo as my tribe. If it get hotter there, they will leave Sokoto for other places. If that Sharia something law is talking about, it become messier. These people they will die. They will dodge. That's their life. If any place is not favorable for Igbo man, it can never be favorable to any other person in the world. If they observe Sokoto, that Sokoto is getting more religious than ever, to their own detriment, they will dodge. That is it. Oga, Sultan of Sokoto can never decide for Tinubu. I know that Tinubu is a Muslim. Sultan of Sokoto, Sharia laws are not gazetted in Nigerian constitution. Listen to me. So if the governor is
the Nigerian constitution recognizes the Sharia law.
Over this starting of Ramadan.
The Nigerian constitution recognizes Sharia law.
That fund is for constituency, that for the development of that Sokoto, the state called Sokoto.
Not to feed
Alamajo.
What did you say?
7.6 billion. They should arrest him and prosecute him.
Can he be arrested?
The Sultan actually supports that.
Don't you
They
think
should arrest Sultan of Sokoto, arrest the governor for
He cannot be
putting their
arrested.
hands into Sokoto state treasury.
He is the leader of the Nigerian army.
Can he be
You don't know.
Jesus Christ, no leader.
Sultan of Sokoto is the leader of the Nigerian army.
So
I just told you. I just gave you a fact. I just gave you a fact. I said Nigerian army, Nigerian armed forces as a whole, be it Navy, be it Air Force, that we have 80% Muslims, and all Muslims take instruction from the Sultan.
You made a statement before the commencement of the
This is why
you said the soldiers they were killed.
all Fulanis. Go and take it. No.
I told you.
There is no Igbo man. No.
Can we bring the paper?
You can check it. You can check it.
Every day. I tell Igbo man.
They are all Fulanis.
Let's say most of the people, most of the soldiers killed are Fulanis.
Yeah. Obi there.
And you told me that if there is if we are to war, we are to battle in Nigeria.
There's no doubt about it.
Fulanis. He said if the Sultan commands or others,
I am telling you, if we have
soldiers,
God forbid,
there will be problems.
Mr. Mike, God forbid, if we ever have what we call tribal conflict, the Nigerian army will take side with the Fulanis.
It's true.
That is the unfortunate incident, and that is a situation we are finding ourselves, and that is why I look at Ralph, I laughed when he said that Igbos will march to Sokoto. Before they get there, they would have been dealt with.
Igbos get their soldiers. I mean, Biafran soldiers.
They would have been dealt with.
Biafran liberation soldiers will go there.
We have more Fulanis, military than other tribes.
Because other tribes don't want to be a part of Nigerian army. In Lagos State just recently, we saw how Fulanis came all the way from Kaduna to take the slot of Yoruba people.
Yes.
Because the Yoruba boys don't want to go into army. The Igbo men would rather sign for BLA rather than sign for Nigerian army.
They go for BLA, Biafran liberation.
So that is why we find ourselves.
Don't you think we're in trouble?
I have said it.
There's no trouble. Nigeria is at the.
Let it be known that I am the first person that is bringing down to the notice of the people that the Nigerian army today has 80% of Fulanis.
No, you are not the first person. It's been on record for a very long time. Before independence, the Britain are the one that made it so. You are not the person. Okay? Britain did it,
okay,
and we got the information about that our military infiltrated by the Fulani. And if you look at the way Buhari ran his government, it was Fulani. Soldiers everywhere, they are Fulani. They allowed themselves to be killed. They were killed in their large numbers. I think understand. Fulani are 80%. Me is right. Not that he's the first person that is saying it. No.
All right,
we all know about it. Honestly.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Really appreciate it. David, good morning to you. How are you doing? Good morning to you, Mr. Michael Adekule. You're welcome on board. Hi, this is NEWSJOINT, coming from the stable of Michael Adek, and I have another public affairs analyst here, Kevin Samson. How you doing?
I'm fine, Mr. Michael Adekunle.
All right. Still on the worsening insecurity in Nigeria, the presidential candidates of the Labour Party for the 2023 presidential election, it will be on the front page of the matrix. Let me read it out to you for you to understand what we have to talk about now. It already said Nigeria now ranked among richest countries to live, richest country to live, as over 7,000 is kidnapped in 1 year. Is that not a rhetorical statement coming from
That he said because it's one of the richest countries, richest
to live?
to live. When Peter Obi simply said that, Peter Obi's friend chap had the current government
Administration.
situation because nobody will want to come in and live in a country where the life of Nigerian citizens are not protected. Nobody will come to live or invest in a country whereby at the slightest of it you can be kidnapped. We also what happened yesterday. 87 persons
abducted in Kaduna after about 280
students
were kidnapped.
And now nobody is looking at the direction. Nobody is trying to rescue those students that were kidnapped. Government on their own has neglected them. So it shows how horrible the state of the nation is, because every statement is just making mockery of the president and administration. When he put up those statements, it shows the government need to stand up on their toes and make things work out. That is what he is saying indirectly. He saw the same Obi had to call out Labour senators. He said they are disgraceful. Ever since they have been elected as senator, none of them has come out to speak against the project party, against the current state of the nation. So it shows how biased it is. It shows how clueless a government is. The government on their own cannot safeguard the people. The people are dying on a daily basis. What is really happening? The economy has been so bastardized to the extent that even to a common man, for us to even feed or eat, it is so difficult for us. Now, speaking about insecurity, what stops the government from recruiting more police, more soldiers, more immigration officers for them to safeguard us? But rather than doing that, what do they do? They tend to look for the police officers, to guide and safeguard the rich men themselves. How long do we continue like this? That see the police officers are bent just to guide the police officers, sorry, rich
men,
elites themselves. How long? According to the United Nations standard, it is one police officer to 1,000 citizens. But now, offer you see police. Look at how empty this place is. You cannot see when there is crisis now. You cannot see a police officer coming to mediate that what is happening. You see, every police officer has been attached to one politician. So it shows the kind of state population we are. Insecurity will continue to thrive when there is unemployment, when a state is not developed. That is what gives birth to insecurity, and people will always see it as an avenue to move or to gain money.
Even the security men are not secured now. You saw what happened at Okoma in Delta State.
Even
soldiers were slain.
Though
in a free society,
irrespective of
soldiers,
or in as much that I will condemn that too again. What are the soldiers? In the first place, soldiers are not supposed to get involved when it comes to communal clash. We have the post officer. That is what we're saying. That soldiers are meant to be in the barracks. How sure are you that soldiers themselves are not guilty? What I read was that
those soldiers were taking sides
one community.
and that one so you know how angered, how bitter they are that you are supposed to come and for some law or other you are here taking sides. So there will be people would come out and then repel that. So that is what it is happening in the society now. Government, I think government have lost it all. Government have lost it all because there's no longer hope again. Mr. Mike, there's no hope.
The administration that came with renewed hope.
There's no renewed hope anywhere.
And you're saying there's no hope again.
Even Baba that is not supporter of
Baba.
I said no hope. No, Baba knows. He knows. Everybody knows. Look at people. Look at.
It seems many things are affecting Nigeria at this point in time. The issue of insecurity, plenty power supply, food prices, inflation, everything. Sometimes I wonder how Nigerians survive.
I think it's by the grace of God at this point. Because if you look at the economy, you look at the state of insecurity, you look at almost all facets of life, there's challenge. So I think it's by the grace of God that Nigerians are surviving. But it's quite unfortunate that the constitution is very clear on the primary purpose of governance, which is the welfare of Nigerians and their security. And these are the two major areas that are suffering heavily. Look at the welfare of Nigerians. The policy of the government of removal of subsidy on gasoline, the unification of dollar at the official window is having a serious toll on the welfare of Nigerians. Look at the security situation. Look at what is happening in Kaduna, in Borno, in Sokoto, where students are being abducted in their number. So for me, I think it's by the grace of God that Nigerians are surviving.
The grace of God is the grace of God sufficient for us.
The grace of God is sufficient if we are able to tap into that grace. Because the grace may not be available for everybody. Recall that you see some people who commit suicide as a result of the suffering. You see people who jump into the lagoon. So for me, the grace will only abide with those that taps into it.
Hope the grace won't expire one day.
It do expires on the basis of an individual that refuse to embed himself in that grace. Because the Bible says in every nation, everyone that do the will of God will eat the good of the land. But notwithstanding, it belongs on the government to protect life and property. It is irrespective of whether that person is able to tap into the grace of God or not. It belongs on the government to bring about good welfare of the people. That is why, if you look at why most Nigerians are worried, almost all the areas where the government have promised to address hardship as occasioned by government policies, the government seems not to be willing to do it, or maybe I don't know whether they're handicapped. We have seen government make promise to give the vulnerable people in Nigeria 8,000 a month for a period of maybe 3 months or 6 months. But as you speak, the government have been full dragging. We have seen government promise to roll out vehicles that run on CNG. More than 7 months after the promise, they have not done it. We have seen government promise to give 50,000 each to a good number of nano business owners. I'm talking about people who trade on the street who have no job. More than 7 years after the promise, they have not done that. We have seen government promise to give 500,000 naira and 1 million, as the case may be, to a good number of small and medium scale enterprises. They have not done it after so many months. Government equally promised to give 1 billion each to about 75 companies to galvanize economic activities as a way of improving our GDP. More than 7-8 months after the promise, they have not done it. So one have no other choice to believe that Nigerians are living under the grace of the living God.
Matthew, you've spoken well. Let's quickly take a look at the state of the nation once more. And we have Nigerians talking, both the literates and the illiterates. Of recent, Adebanjo talked about going back to the 2014 conference organized by the then president, Goodluck Ebele Jonathan. Don't you think are the states, sorry, where we are witnessing a dwindling economy, and when the country is at a coma. Don't you think it's better we go back to that 2014 compact?
To be quite honest with you, there are so many areas we need to go back to the drawing board. If you look at that confab, I think it was a conference where you had all interest groups, both traditional, both religious, the political class, the economic. In fact, you had everybody on board. But it's quite unfortunate that after expending public funds, the government, after government, had refused to give attention to the resolution or result of that conference. Because if you look at the conference, the issue that has to do with devolution of power was extensively deliberated. The issue that have to do with changing the way we are governed was extensively deliberated. To be quite honest with you, I'll give you an instance. Look at what geometric power did in Abia State. Though that program started, or rather project started before this government, the current government in Abia State, but if not for the bill Tinubu signed into law recently that empower states to have all-circle grid outside the national grid, it would not be possible for geometric to operate independent of national grid. So those are the things we need to do to bring governance closer to the people, to unbundle the current system that is heading everybody hostage. And there are more of this in the confab. I'll give you another instance. Look at the current petroleum industry bill. No, petroleum industry act. At a point, that bill started way back Obasanjo's time. I'm talking about 1999, when we returned to democracy. They somewhat watered that bill down before they eventually passed it into law. You know that in the initial version of that bill tend to protect the interests of local content. It tells you that if a vessel is coming into Nigerian water, you must have a Nigerian sailor as the captain of the ship. But they might water down and remove all those sections before they eventually pass it into law. So what I'm trying to say is the people know, almost everybody know the problem of the country. But the problem is that when the political class are satisfied and comfortable, they are no longer interested in getting to the root of the problem. I think that is what kept us in these sorry states.
Now, let's look at there are some states where we have crisis going on. There are fears of attack in that community, Okoma community. And as we speak, there are quite a number of houses that have been raised in that community. The military is denying. Many are afraid of what happened during the administration of the former president, Chief Olusegun Obasanjo, not happen or not it repeat itself in Okoma community. Do you see Tinubu join that part?
Let me quickly say that when we heard the news of the unfortunate killing of the military personnel, about 16 of them, it was a sad one. It's condemnable, it's regrettable, I think I was in support of the statement that came from the office of Mr. President that this is unacceptable and it's an attack on the nation. And he gave orders to the military high command that the perpetrators should be brought to justice. But let me quickly tell you that the news we are hearing from the field is disturbing. It is disturbing because we are hearing news that the community have been burned down. Even the military have vehemently refuted it and accused the community of engaging in propaganda. But I want to say that when the governor of Delta State, Sheriff Obowore, visited the community, why did the military, I may not question barricading access to the community with almost personal carrier, but why did they bypass access? It's going to show that there is something sinister happening.
Something is fishy.
And we heard that they went to Bayelsa State and did some operation. Nobody's questioning wherever they go for operation. In as much as they have actionable intelligence that show that people who kill military personnel are in those localities, I don't have issue with it. I have an issue with collective punishment. When you look at the statement that came from Falana, collective punishment is a serious offense both locally and internationally. Even if the military have denied burning down Okwama community, but the news making around, the videos making around, the pictures making around show clearly that there is a serious asset, wanton destruction of poverty in that locality.
Is it by the military?
That is the military denying it. That is very difficult to accept or believe the position of the military. Why it's difficult to believe is why did they ban press access to the community? Well, at what point will the press be given access to the community? And even when the press is given access to the community, what gives you the impression that they will have destroyed the evidence? And by the time you ban press from having access to the community, one thing is certain, you give room to speculation. Any speculation becomes a reality. So I think the military have to live up to their mandate in terms of rule of engagement and allow press access to the community to cover the operation. Even the war-torn Gaza, I talking about Hamas-Israel conflict. The world press is allowed access. When I look at the version of Hamas in Israel, even cameras capture the activities that they release the activity, action and operation of Hamas, how they name and kill Israelis. So I don't know the rationale behind barring press access. It leaves more to be desired.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having
I
me.
really appreciate you. All right.
Nigeria is too big. Nigeria is too big. For one person to control Nigeria.
Nigeria is too big for one person to control.
One president is too. Nigeria too big.
So what are you suggesting? Are you suggesting we have 2 presidents or 3 presidents rule Nigeria?
So God will do it. God will do it. Nigeria is going to separate.
Oh.
Separate. Nigeria is going to separate.
So divide.
To divide.
You are calling for the division of the country.
Yes.
Let's break
That's
up.
his state. It's too much for one person. Ogami, Mr. Secret. My name is Ebo Zabatunde. See Naira, Nigeria Naira. You will see you don't tear, you don't cut. Then they will take sellotape, holding the money. We are too much. Before money go to Kaduna, go to Sokoto, come back to Lagos. The money we don't destroy. And then they print the new money. They will sellotape the money. Nigeria is too big for one person. And the Tinubu don't think that before the common subsidy that the same price they are selling petrol both to Kaduna. And the food is coming from Kaduna. From Benin, food is coming. Not the price, the lady are making the food. It's too much. It's too much. The motor to carry food. They charge money. It's too much. I think you do the talk and say, let we cool down. Let we cool down. We are cooling down. We are looking at the time when you will surrender. So make it together separate.
All right.
That we are voting for. Because one person to rule 36 states is too much for him.
Well, we have countries that are bigger than Nigeria. They are succeeding. They are enjoying dividends of democracy.
It's a Igbo country. It's a Igbo country. See why you can't see tomorrow. Igbo country. See why woo. Let Nigeria be safe. Let Nigeria be safe. Let it share. Let it share. What constitutes for?
Baba said that one person
Not Nigeria. Because Nigeria is so overpopulated. I can buy your jar.
So we need 2 presidents to rule Nigeria.
We will have different.
Give us the language.
Oh man, see we are back to our headquarters again. So let them know the situation that's happening in the land. This is no NEWSJOINT. NEWSJOINT is a confirmed language. Let's talk different talk now and let us see what is happening. Because things have been happening. Most especially the current situation now that soldiers have been eliminated.
About 16 soldiers.
See, let us be frank with ourselves, Mark. So no matter the situation, you can't just kill people like that. They are human, no matter what they do. I don't even see anything that they've done.
Remember
that warrant that
killing.
It's a brutality. See, if you say, for example, it's a passenger, you don't go look back, they don't wipe half of data.
Remember what happened?
Oh yes, that's OD. The matter.
He leveled the place.
Because
I was expecting that kind of action from a child.
Now see that language then brought Timaya out. Timaya made that language that sing. Their papa, their mama, because now see a whole soldier, Lieutenant Colonel, Captain, Major, then oh God, see it's too barbaric. We don't buy that language, it's very bad. Okay, now the citizen of that place, the innocent is suffering and they must suffer it. It's because nobody is clapping for them. Even though those people that are clapping for them, they are not human. See, we are Nigeria come because of say we hate somebody up, now we want everything to be bad. It's very bad, man. Condolence to the family of them because my heart is bleeding for them.
I also think we need to observe 1 minute silence.
Oh God.
Media,
so rest in perfect peace. Because we are crying, we are mourning, because we are not happy. Because they are our security. They are the one that if okay, you and I, if you have to now, who one will defend us? Now you now let me know them in the name of what? The name of tribal something or what is a very barbaric. See, they should hold that governor responsible for that situation. See, they should account for it.
Alright, these guys were defending the country before they were killed. We really need to sympathize with their families. Oluwa one of our land, the state of insecurity, and that's what Peter Obi has also lamented.
Yes. See, let me tell you, Mark, when we are talking about the state of insecurity, you see, we are killing ourselves. You see, if you look down memory line, you see that this situation we are facing is within us, especially the government. They have some bad egg in their midst. You see, why use one language? You see, a former president, late president Sani Abacha, he said, when you say insecurity under a state, it should last more than 1, 2, 3 years. That means it's within that system. Can you imagine? Okay, say they will brought out the sponsor of Boko Haram. Till today, I will see any name. See, they are trying to make their government themselves ungovernable for themselves because of what they don't like themselves in the beginning. So we will not bring that will be clear ourselves. Let us rethink and let us bring our heart out of that demonic thinking. Let us come to the heart and the reality of God and let Nigeria move forward. This security is getting out of hand. All state is insecurity. Every day is insecurity. Okay, see now, fresh. Okay, Kaduna situation, 287 students requested for 1 billion naira. We are still talking about that one just of recent now. Another 87. Okay. What do you understand by that language? It's within there.
Raphael, what do you think is happening? Raphael, what do you think is happening in Kaduna?
It's kidnapping now. It's everywhere.
More than 80 students kidnapped.
Yes,
and
87 kidnapped in they want to take over, let me tell you. They want to lower the government. From Sahel countries, they want to eventually take over Southern Kaduna and Northern Kaduna. Ask me why. Southern Kaduna alone is 5 times bigger than Kano State landmass and is an arable land, very fertile soil. Fulani headers, they are looking for where the land is green. And they found out that the people living in that land are Christians, intimidated Christians. That's why they come en masse from Burkina Faso, Senegal, Mali, and the rest of the Sahel countries and press them on those people. When they overcome them, they will Islamize them. So they are the one kidnapping, maiming, and killing in Kaduna State. Irrespective religion, no. This one has nothing to do with religion again. Go to Muslim, if they see you there, they will kill you. provided you are not from
those people that are killing people.
Colonization.
Those people that are killing people. Those people that you are mentioning now.
Colonization.
Your people that you are mentioning now is if they don't have a little back from the government on top of the state, they will have that kind of power to be doing evil every day, and the government now
El-Rufai is behind them.
And El-Rufai is the top guy.
El-Rufai to be arrested. El-Rufai is from Fulani extraction. The government went on when he was governor. El-Rufai is behind all this.
Why are you saying this?
Why shouldn't I say this? Number one state. When his son passed out, a graduate. Do you know that El-Rufai's son, I think he's in the house now. Yes.
House of Assembly.
I'm telling you, El-Rufai's son has sworn that instead of Obi will win election in Nigeria, he's going to turn to goat at Asorok. I mark it down. El-Rufai's son said, a small boy, he said an Igbo man Obi will win election in Nigeria, he's going to turn to a goat at Asorok. Nobody can quote me wrong. Google it on your Facebook. Google it anywhere. So this man is a bad statement. That's why I'm telling you that El-Rufai himself is an anti-Christianity, anti-Southern Nigeria. El-Rufai is trying to fulfill Oxford and Kodo ideology of
Eliminating the Christian.
the Southern Nigeria. Southern Nigeria is
Nigeria
estate of their forefather. Ottoman Nigeria. That's what the man is standing for.
All right, thank you.
If care is not taken, Nigeria will be off. See, the government can say now, the chief of army sir, is it not from Kaduna? It's from Kaduna now. Okay, now. Tinubu came and brought a Christian Kaduna to head the army. We can see what is happening now. They are killing them more and more. So, according to Raf, El-Rufai should be held responsible for what is happening in Kaduna. He's the chief security officer in Kaduna. 287 gone. Now 87 gone. Where are we going? Tomorrow 75 will gone. And where is the government?
He's the ex-governor.
He's an ex-governor, yes. Now he now left. See, he now left agenda to eliminate the Christian. See, Nigeria have to sit and let us know either are we to go our separate way, because separate way is the solution now. Because without that, those will keep on killing and kidnapping and destroying. Okay, now see soldiers for one side, they eliminate them. To the other side, why are they not going that side? See, Nigeria is we are in a break. That's a tickle of an hour. Everybody will go. Everybody will go because it's getting out of hand.
All right, thank you.
You killing soldier, you killing Christian, you killing people, you kidnapping people. It's too much for Nigeria. Nigeria, say, Mark, with that, only God can help.
All right, thank you so much. You're welcome.
You're
All right, you're welcome. Chinedu Michael, how you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. Wherever you're watching us from, it's a beautiful moment for us here now today.
Wow.
You know, this is what we have been advocating for, a platform that will give us that liberty of expression, that freedom of speech. You know, not to really criticize, but you know, to make our point known that at the end of the day, people will have a rethink. That's the essence of being present in a platform, in a global platform like this, where almost everybody around the world is watching. This is not just pure. You get it raw, here, we tell you as they go and as they hot. Thank you for having me.
And as they hot, and that's why NEWSJOINT is here for you to express your concerns about the situation of the country. All right, Chinedu, with the recent abduction of pupils in Kaduna, I'm talking about 287 pupils in Kaduna. The recent abduction of 87 people in same Kaduna, the abduction of citizens in Sokoto, the killing, I'm talking about the killings again of soldiers in Delta State. Chinedu Michael, don't you think Nigeria is sitting on a keg of gunpowder?
Of course, it has gone to the peak. Whereby we're just expecting now is explosion, total breakdown of law and order. Hey, look at what is happening in Haiti. The president have to do what? Run away. Bro, let me tell you, the continual pushing of ordinary citizens, because you know that Nigeria is just a low income economy. Anything happens today, bam, everybody will go down, and that is what the system wants. Until we begin to have fresh intellectuals from various professionals sitting down in a systematic way to transform things the way it's supposed to be, we continue to have this thing over and over and over again. Nigerians are being squeezed to death by the system they voted for.
By the system?
Yes, they voted for.
What's that system, Nigerians?
Unknowingly to them.
Unknowingly to Nigerians?
Yes. You know what Fela said? Okay. You know, an animal in human skin.
And who is that animal in human skin?
The system that produced the political party, the institutions that created the political party, that brought about people who are in position of authority and have become a threat. That's what I'm talking about. Those are the things I'm talking about. They became a threat to the people who put their trust on them. It's quite pathetic. You must not understand the direction I'm going. But I still remain that they are advocating, and they have been advocating for two-way solution options. Where we've seen in the last 15, 20 years, over 20 schools across the north has been targeted by hoodlums, attacked. 20! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The government is still there. The largest one happened recently in Kaduna after 10 years of the Chibok. We are over close to 300 students. Especially children below 15 years down, were moved from a particular place, either by omission or commission or by magic, whichever way, or by train or by trailer or plane, whatever way they used to carry moved. That's what we know. What we know is that they were what? Moved.
And up till now,
bro, let me tell you, the people who are playing this game are trying to create necessity for intervention, but the government are not understanding that. They are pointing to social disadvantaged society. They are pointing towards economic disadvantaged society. They are pointing to a system that have continued to squeeze the low class and the poor class. And that would have bring the government close to solution. 20 schools, children targeted for 20 good times, and the government is still there. And you want to tell me that something is not wrong? Of course, something is wrong. You don't need anybody to tell you.
Up till now, we've not recovered these children.
Let me tell you. Let me tell you. It's always okay for this kind of thing to take place there, because they do not know how to separate religion from politics. Until they understand the ideology of politics is different from the ideology of religion. So it is very easy for them to be supportive communally. It is very easy for the traditional leaders in that place to support it. It is very easy for people to look at it and put their eyes the that way, because it is part of the system. They are driving their political agenda using religion. They are driving their religion conquest through political means. That is just the fact. No, people are telling people to overlook them. Let them go to hell.
But the lives
of those children is why Tinubu was elected as the president.
See where you are driving at.
To protect lives and property. So we hold you responsible.
But he has criminalized ransom payment.
Blood, criminalization of corruption is the bane of Nigerian political system. There's nothing Nigeria does without corruption. Look at how Buhari shared 30 trillion. Printed in Nigeria. And you still come out there and tell you that they were fighting corruption. And then we have a Senate under Ahmed Lawal. They printed 30 trillion and shared it among themselves. What besides? It's wickedness.
What, I don't understand what you want to mean by no, Mazi.
No. See, let us, when we come to social media, let us have facts and figures.
Okay.
If I may ask, how did you get your information from that they printed 30 trillion? Okay, let me tell you, if you don't understand what I mean, that's what they call ways and means.
Yes, I mean.
It's a loan policy of the CBN. And the government hardly make use of it. And when they want to make use of it, they make use of it. It was that through that means that the CBN was ordered, because the CBN governor and the president are the signatories to the Nigerian accounts, the two signatories. So anything that has to do with the signing of the money, once you get this one, you get this one. When I say dollar, this one, dollar say dollar, no say. And Tinubu came in, and it was discovered that the crisis they are having is that they have used that money, they charge them to dollar, and keep it inside the bank with the help of Emefiele, our brother. I don't know whether it's your brother.
Gentlemen, gentlemen, I need to go. I need to go. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Talking about insecurity.
Okay.
It will be very hard for Nigerian president or whichever government that is there to deal with the issue of insecurity, because they have more popular soldiers than Nigerians. The so-called Fulanis, the X-Men, they have more soldiers. Because all of those children they were kidnapping, they were giving them training, deceiving them with the Islamic religion,
and recruit them to the system, right?
taking them, affecting them psychologically to do what is not proper. And if they dare to denounce their saying, they are going to be killed.
So they force them into it.
They force them into it, though they give them the benefit of living. They give them food, clothing, they have as much as possible women they like, they live a better life, but they were training them that someday you will be killed. That is what they are passing into their brain. So all of these things you are enjoying today, you are going to go out there and bring more of it so that other people will enjoy.
Now I will leave you here. By the Spirit of God, we'll continue the program tomorrow because of our time. All right, just go behind the camera and drop the number there.
Okay,
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Your name?
Bolaji.
All right, on this note, we say goodbye to you on today's edition of NEWSJOINT. NEWSJOINT is a platform where people express their concerns about the present state of the nation. Free to say whatever you want to say about any situation in the country. Michael Adekule, anchor of the program, is signing out. Thank you so much. Social media handles will be displayed on the screen very soon for people to reach us. Thank you so much, viewers. We'll be coming tomorrow with other topics. Thank you. Bye.